Hey, welcome to Clarity Tarot. So happy you came by today. Today's reading is going to be What is Their Problem? You know, we're all about growth and taking personal responsibility around here for our own development, and sometimes you just got to ask, what the hell is wrong with them? So that's this reading today. I'm going to keep these readings really short, so just going to be, 3 to 5 minute insight about what might be going on with that person that just rubbed you the wrong way or is not creating harmony in your connection with them. And you might feel a little salty about it. This is the reading for you. So we have 9 piles today. This is pile 1, pile 2. I'll just show you each of these stones a little bit closer to the camera. Pile 3 is a garnet. Pile 4 is the desert rose. Pile 5, sodalite. Pile 6 is agate. Pile 7 is ammonite, ammonite trilobite. Pile 8 is emerald. Pile 9 is citrine. All right, pause the video if you need more time. Timestamps will be in the description box. See you at your reading. Hey, pile 1, we're just going to do this right here. Let's see, what is their problem? Strength in reverse. This person is sick. Maybe they just couldn't keep going for whatever reason. They got exhausted. They didn't have the stamina to continue. If this person totally dropped off, they hit their capacity. Maybe if this was like a ghosting kind of thing, they hit their emotional capacity, I'm hearing. So it's like it just got to be deeper than they wanted to go, or the vibe wasn't what they were going for. So instead of explaining that, they just dipped. If it's another kind of situation, maybe somebody quit a job, maybe they just didn't show up for you generally the way that you would have wanted or expected, it's because they're not as strong as you, pile 1. And I'm getting part of this is just like a fact to acknowledge about this person, and partially it's a cop-out because, and you'll know what balance of this is most true for you, but it's like, I mean, maybe if this is a physical thing, like maybe I'm getting together with somebody and we're working out 3 times a week. And this person starts to flake on me and they don't hang out with me anymore to work out. Strength card in reverse as the reason. It could be that they're not strong enough, or maybe that they're just also not wanting to develop that strength in themselves. They don't prioritize it enough. So it's like half not their fault. Like, yeah, they don't have the stamina, but they aren't interested in developing it either. Does that make sense, pile 1? So that's your reason. That's what their problem is. Okay, going on. Let's look at pile 2. What is their problem for pile 2? Well, we've got 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and 10 of Swords. What is their problem? This person has very high expectations. They want everything. It's not coming through as a bad thing either, pile 2. Like, this person knows what they want, who they are, what they expect, and they're going to get it. And so if something doesn't meet those expectations, too bad, so sad. They are on to the next. So in many situations, this could be a positive thing. It could also be like in the example of dating or something, or maybe somebody, if it's a job interview or something and they passed on you, the reason would be they're looking for something very specific. You, for whatever reason, did not meet that. And at this time, they're going for the dream. They're going for the gold. They know what they want. And even if it's unreasonable, maybe they, like with the job description thing, maybe they want somebody to do a $100,000 a year job for $50,000, and they're gonna die on that hill. They want that dream. They want to go for it. They're gonna keep efforting in that direction until something stops them. So for some of them, again, like this is a good thing, like they're going for what they really want. For others, it might be a little bit delusional. That would be for you to determine. If you want more clarity about what else is going on here, like what exactly perhaps caused them to say like this isn't good enough, I might want to pick another pile, but this is just generally saying that their problem is this did not meet their expectations. They have a very high expectation. They know what they want, and they're going to keep going for that. So that is their problem. Pile 1. Nope, you're pile 2. Thank you, pile 2. Okay, pile 3. What is their problem? We've got 5 of Wands in reverse, Knight of Cups, Hanged Man, and the Star. Their problem, this person's a lover, not a fighter. They do not want to be in a belligerent energy with you. If you're trying to resolve some kind of conflict with this person, they will wait it out forever with the Hanged Man. They would prefer to heal on their own than ever have a conversation that's like a conflict conversation. This person's very, how else can I say this? Conflict avoidant, perhaps passive aggressive. They just want to love you. They don't see what the issue is. They want things to be good between you, but without effort on their part. I'm trying to sense into whether this is like a problem coming from this person or whether it's neutral or positive. And I kind of think it's both. You know what this makes me think of? So there's an account on Instagram. Is it the Holistic Psychologist maybe? Or maybe it's the Secure Relationship, or perhaps they both talk about this. But it's about conversation, like conflict conversations, particularly between people with an avoidant attachment style and a anxious attachment style. But I think it applies to anybody. And basically it's like the person that's bringing the complaint, like they just want to be heard, right? They want to hear like, I'm listening, what is upsetting to you is important to me, and I want to stay connected to you. But the more that person is perceived as complaining, the more the avoidant person shuts down, wants to just be seen as successful, and avoids the conversation altogether. So what's their problem? This person needs to be seen as successful, both personally and wants your relationship to be seen as successful. So something that might help here, this is the first pile I've given any kind of advice, but well, number one, you might want to check out either of those accounts on Instagram, the Secure Relationship or the Holistic Psychologist. And you might want to go to this person and say like, look, it would really help me if you could just give me 5 minutes and listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm feeling. I don't need you to fix anything. I want you to be able to say that you hear my concern, and even if you don't agree, that you hear that this has been painful for me. That would help me feel connected to you. Something as simple as that is kind of what's coming through. So this person's problem, they see however you are approaching this conversation as negative or conflictual or something, and they want to keep the love between you. And so they feel like the best way to do that right now is distance. Okay, pile 3. Interesting reading. Thank you so much for coming by. Okay, pile 4. What is their problem? What is their problem? 3 of Cups in reverse, King of Cups. Well, this person is a bad egg. If it's romantic, they're a cheater. They're seeing multiple people on the side. They may or may not have been upfront with you about how many people they're talking to right now or actively seeing. And they're very emotionally unstable, actually. While they do have a lot of love to give, they're not very balanced in how it comes through. They have a lot of hang-ups. This is bad news. Let me just say, what is their problem? Their problem, they're bad news. How can I describe this? Their problem is they don't have a stable sense of self, and like they're using other people to feel okay about themselves. It's like King of Cups to me is like an addict card. So whether this person could literally have a sex addiction or a romantic addiction, romance addiction, But even if they don't, they could have any number of others: work, food, drugs, alcohol. But whatever, they're very codependent. And codependent, that word to me means I need something outside of myself to feel okay. This person needs the approval of others to feel okay, and the approval of one person is not enough. So they're going to keep seeking more and more and more and more. And what else here? Yeah, that's it. That's their problem. Their problem is they need to be in recovery. 12 steps, or at least some really deep therapy and supportive, accountable relationships. Perhaps you've tried to deliver them a little accountability, pile 4. If so, I would imagine that did not go well, and it's because this person's in active addiction and they don't want that to change, want anything to change right now. All right, pile 5, what is their problem? The Hierophant with 8 of Cups in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. This person is struggling. They're trying to find their path, and their path is not a normal one. It's the path less traveled. And because of that, their behavior might be kind of inconsistent. It's like they're trying to find who they are. They know that there's things that are bad for them that they're trying to leave behind, and they're really struggling to let go. And so I would say of the 5 piles, this one is perhaps the most understandable and the least, this person is the least a-hole of all of them so far. I guess I'll just say it that way. The classic example that comes to mind is somebody who knows their marriage is over and it's taking them forever to get out of it. Even though they know, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of layers to that, and a lot of spiritual layers. I mean, I really see marriage as a deeply spiritual weaving of 2 people together. It doesn't mean that it can't ever come apart or that it should never, but it's just complicated and it usually takes a long time. But if it's not that, it could be, what else? Leaving a place, like physically moving to somewhere else. A job, a prior way of life. Like, you would know what this is probably better, pile 5. But what is their problem? They need more patience with themselves, because this change is happening. I mean, these cards are on the table. 8 of Cups is here. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of the timing. So they need to be patient with themselves, and I wouldn't say you have to be patient with them, but maybe you need to communicate what works for you. Like, if this is like the marriage thing, you might just say, well, call me when it's final. You know what I mean? Like, you need to take care of yourself, pile 5. Okay, that was your reading. Thank you so much. Pile 6. What is their problem? Justice in reverse. Well, they're unfair. They have no interest in having a fair and equitable relationship with you. They want what they want, and they don't care how they get it. This person is likely a selfish person generally, or acting very selfish in this situation. They're not motivated by doing the right thing or interested in making things good for you. They're only interested in themselves. I mean, is there anything else to say with this one? What is their problem? Yeah, their problem is they're not considering you. They're not oriented to or scanning for what's going to be positive for you. And because they're not trying to make that happen, it's not going to unless you fight for it. And I would get that this would be a fight with this person. This might even be, you might even be asking about some kind of legal battle. Like, this person only sees their side. So the only thing that's going to create a positive outcome here is having some other authority step in, because you can't count on this person to come to a fair agreement. If you're wondering that, no, you cannot. It cannot be mediated just by you. You would need an actual mediator, a court, a judge, a higher up at work, somebody else to bring in a perspective and say, well, no, actually, pile 6's person, that it wasn't okay that you did that, and you're responsible for this, this, and this, or whatever the case. Okay, pile 7. What is this person's problem? Pile 6. Aw. 7. This person's problem. Their problem is they love you and they can't let go. Their problem is they see you as a deep part of their life, of their heart, of their family, I'm hearing. This could be a parent or a romantic partner. Whoever it is, they don't want anything to happen to the two of you. They want to be together forever, cradle to grave. Look, we have like the little child here with the puppy, and then here they are growing up together. Their problem is this could be like fear of letting go, fear of something bad happening to the two of you. It's like they want they might have a very specific idea of what good and positive looks like. So maybe they do things that are kind of wacky and you're like, what is wrong with you? What is your problem? And it's because they think doing that thing is going to make your relationship better. So that this person might just need some feedback. First of all, they might need some reassurance. Like, yes, we're good. You and I are good. Everything is going to be fine. And they might just need some information about what a positive relationship looks like to you in this case. This is kind of a funny example that's coming to mind, but I'll share it. So I'm actually a pretty introverted person. Like, my favorite friends are ones where we can get together and talk like 30% of the time. And the rest of the time we're doing something together or just, parallel play or whatever. And I've had some friends in the past, one in particular that comes to mind, very extroverted, and really saw silence as like a threat or like as a sign that we don't have anything to talk about, we don't connect, like everything's going to fall apart, we're not friends anymore. And so we had to have a conversation at one time where I was like, look, like that's my ideal relationship. Like, I love you. I want to be connected to you and I don't need to talk all the time. If you need to talk more, just let me know and I can plan ahead or I can tell you when I need breaks. But that does not equal good, positive relationship to me. So that really kind of helped us with that thing. So I'm getting something similar here, possibly. So their problem is they love you too much. They can't let go. They're maybe being a little clingy or fixated on how things should be. Thank you, Pile 7, for coming by. All right, Pile 8. What is their problem? Their problem is that, well, this could be a few things. Maybe their problem is that they're a taker, not a giver, and the balance of that is off in this relationship. It could also be that they're a giver and you're a taker, and that's creating issues. Something here is not balanced, or maybe one of you is giving something the other person doesn't want and not giving what they do want. So there's some issue with a generosity here. This also could be a money problem. What is their problem? I mean, this reminds me of like maybe a boss and an employee is bringing certain projects or topics to their boss, and their boss is kind of like short or frustrated with them. It could be because of money. Like, look, we don't got time for this. We got to focus on the real issue in our business or the thing that is costing us money or destroying our team or whatever. This could also apply here. What else? Maybe this also could relate to a gift. Maybe what is their problem? Maybe you gave them a gift they really didn't like, or vice versa. They gave you a gift that you didn't like and they noticed that you didn't like it and they're salty about it. Interesting. What else could this be? What is their problem? This is giving me kind of like breakdown in communication vibes, which is funny because we've had a lot of cards in this reading that could be about communication breakdown, and that's probably been an element in most of the piles, but I'm sensing it the strongest here for some reason. I think the two of you have different expectations of how the other person should participate, and neither one of you are showing up the way the other person would want. Okay, so that's your reading, Pile 8, of what is their problem. Something with the giving and receiving is out of whack. If you want a little bit more clarity, try picking another pile to kind of focus the message a bit more. Thanks for coming by. Okay, pile 9. What is their problem? Last but not least, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Their problem is they feel like they've tried everything with you and nothing is working. They're frustrated, they're tired, they're exhausted. They're like, what is pile 9's problem? I do this, this, and this for them, and it doesn't seem to be enough. I don't understand. You might want to check out pile 2. I feel like pile 2 would be the opposite person in this message. But what else can I say about that? What's their problem? This person feels like what they've done with you so far should have worked, quote unquote, or should have been enough. And I mean, you're here saying what's their problem, so I assume it hasn't worked. And they're annoyed, and instead of like telling you that straight out or having a conversation with you, they're being kind of a passive aggressive biatch in this pile. Excuse my French. What else here about what their problem is? Yeah, so really, so in each of these piles, I get kind of a sense of like whose fault it is, for lack of a better way to say that. And with this pile 9, I'm getting that it's kind of this person's fault. Like they're getting negative feedback, and instead of saying, okay, this feedback is neutral, it's letting me know what works and doesn't work. Like I have 7 different seeds that I've planted, and 2 of them have grown or 0 have grown, whatever. This is data for me to figure out how to make them grow in the future. Instead of looking at it like that, this person's like, I can't believe it. None of these seeds grew. These stupid seeds, they're terrible. Everything's terrible. Anyone involved with this is terrible. It's all your fault. They're just very blamey and negative, and yeah, it's a problem. They're a problem. So basically, this person is not seeing how they've contributed to whatever is going on here. You may have experienced some like emotional outbursts from this person that seem to be directed at you or kind of projecting or blaming, and you're like, what? What is happening? This person is not wanting to see. They're not wanting to see this as an equation of A plus B equals C, but I'm getting that it really is. So the sooner they can see A plus B equals C and what is A, what is B, what is C, the happier their life will become, because they'll have more of a sense of control and impact and what they can do differently to get a different result. And I'm having the weird sense that maybe some of you may have picked this for yourself, and if so, I'm really sorry that I called you a biatch. I just had to say whatever was coming through the channeling. Thank you for understanding. And that's it for today's reading. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope this was useful, or at least provided a little insight or a laugh for you today. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.